This podcast contains adult language and crude humor. Listener discretion is advised.
I got a mild C word at work the other day. That's right, a concussion. Less than a week from coming back from a trip to Florida, mind you. I'm fine, but just getting this out of the way for those who have been waiting, I don't have information about the Azeroth Delvers League to share yet because of, one, that trip, and two, the concussion, the C word. So sorry for that. Next week, I swear I will have something. I don't know what yet, but it'll be something.
Thrall's balls! They're everywhere!
Thrall's Balls, the World of Warcraft podcast with a dirty mind and a clean behind. Hosted by Boomy Nation, Craig, Gershom, Johnny Tips, and Wooly. What's up, swingaz? From the TBHQ in the grizzly lands of Wisconsin, welcome to Thrall's Balls, episode number 203. I'm Wooly, the king of bullshit and eventual Velf demon hunter. Here with me is Gershom, the classy, sassy troll hunter. And we also, of course, have Johnny Tips, the debonair dark iron warlock. Hi, guys.
Hi, Guy.
Yes, sirree.
Happy belated birthday. How was your trip?
Oh, thank you. It was
why do you
fun.
have a concussion? Did someone throw like a soup in your head because it was
I know it's
or some shit?
Let me guess. You hit your head on Little Thunder Mountain. I bet it.
No.
No, I'll explain what happened. And I have to be vague because I don't think there's any rules about it, but I have always tried to keep my offline job as separate as I can from this so I don't get in trouble. But I am essentially employed now at, I'm gonna call it a fancy convenience store. So we make food and shit, but we also sell gas, that kind of thing. And on Thursday, I was working on the fried chicken section, and I went to put a lid back on the chicken, and it has this seal on it to keep it fresh.
Oh, no.
And I was pushing on the lid. It would not go on. I couldn't get it in place. And so back it up a second. I was working at this station that's like a little rolling counter, and there's doors in front of it that open up for a little refrigerated section. In that refrigerated section is like a mid-level thick wire shelf. And I had the chicken on that little shelf as I was pushing down on it, and I have worked with food a long time. I should have known better, but the support of that wire shelf just came loose. The whole thing fell down. I'm not suing them. I pitched forward.
The first thing I say.
I'm not suing my new job that I love very much. And I pitched forward, whacked my head on the counter, stopped the chicken from falling on the floor, thankfully.
Good.
But I also hit like the bridge of my nose on the box. It was a whole thing. And at first I'm like, well, that's embarrassing. And I had a headache right away. And I'm like, that's not a big deal. It's just a headache. As the day went on, it was getting worse and worse.
Later, like just clunk. No.
Well, I was feeling shittier and shittier and eventually left work to go get medical attention.
Yeah, that's a good idea. They should have encouraged that immediately, honestly.
They were.
Okay,
they were.
good.
They take.
They're like, you need to go get checked out.
They take injuries very seriously.
Good.
Like there's an incident report and everything. So
there
they
was
are
a
very good to me.
Minor concussion.
A mild concussion, they called it. Actually, the fucking doctor called it, it sounds like you have a very mild traumatic brain injury. I'm like, the fuck? I thought I just had a concussion. He's like, that's what a concussion is.
Thing.
And I was thinking, just call it a concussion.
Stop using traumatic words for traumatic injury. Bro.
Right, or just call it a C word, like Thad Castle from Blue Mountain State.
It's so funny. Oh no.
So yeah, that's
Only
how I got
Tuesdays.
a mild C word.
Right. Only on Tuesdays, Jesus.
So while I'm thinking about it, we were having a little pre-show meeting and we got really excited about something. The Mixed Drink of the Week segment. We are coming up on the end of the current events series. So with episode 205, meaning next week is the last current events drink. So with episode 205, we are switching to a new series. It is all the Hearthstones, or at least all the ones we can think of. We're starting with the basic ass Hearthstone, but then going with an alphabetical order system. There's a few fun twists and turns along the way, like the wheel is getting her sexy self involved. The thing we all seem to be the most excited for is a Makara kind of thing, and we're not going to explain what that is to you just yet. We'll explain that when we have that first Hearthstone episode. But I made a fun little bumper so that when somebody challenges a Makara, it sounds like this.
I challenge Makara!
TB old heads might recognize that as like the beginning of the draft bumper from way back when.
I was gonna say, I still want to say Thrall's Balls Draft.
Thrall's Balls Draft.
Yo,
Yeah.
there it is.
So honestly, I just wanted to play that bumper again because it's fun.
Also, I wanted to say like Sylvanas real loud right before the Sylvanas. Yeah, I wanted to do that, but I didn't do it. But I kind of just did it. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, you guys want to hear a joke?
Yes.
Hell yeah. All right. So there was this married Kultiran couple, right? And they had recently moved from Borealis to Stormwind so that they could see a little bit more of the world. They had never left Borealis or Kultiris, whatever, in general. So they're both civilians. Neither of them's like a warrior paladin or anything like that. Fucking Kultiran can't be paladins anyway, but whatever. So as such, they're just civvies, and they decided they needed to secure jobs when they were there. So the husband went out and he found work as a cook in a restaurant, while his wife went out and found a job cleaning rooms at an inn. So every single night they came home exhausted but happy and proud of each other. And eventually the wife noticed her husband seemed a little off at the end of the day every day. So she was like, "Hey, what's up? You've seemed kind of off lately." He just goes, "Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it." But eventually she got it out of him. He eventually went, okay. It's stupid, but when I'm at work, I can't help but look at the dishwasher and imagine what it would be like to fuck the dishwasher. And his wife just kind of blinked and went, the dishwasher? And the husband nodded, and she was thinking to herself, why would he want to fuck an inanimate object, especially a dishwasher? But instead of saying anything, she just sighed and went to bed. Over time, though, it seemed like his mood was getting more and more strained, like this was really eating him up. So a few weeks later, she finally went, "Okay, look, I can't imagine what the hell a dishwasher does for you, but if you need to fuck it, just fuck it and get it out of your system. But don't get caught or you could lose your job. That is very unsanitary." So the next night, when the wife got home, her husband, he was already home sitting on the couch, which was unusual because usually he was the one who got home first. So she knew right away something was up, and she's like, "Did you fuck the dishwasher? What happened? Why are you home?" He's like, "Yeah, I did it. I fucked the dishwasher. I got it out of my system, except I got fired for it." And the wife nodded. She thought this might happen. She's like, "You didn't break the dishwasher, did you?" And he just shook his head and goes, "No, but she got fired too."
Yeah, that one was coming for like the minute you started the joke. I was like, damn.
Leave me alone.
Leave you alone. Don't ask any questions. It's a
Not my
dad
fault.
joke. I love it. No, I love
Leave
it.
me alone.
No, I love it. Telling jokes is hard. It's too hard.
Especially
Roblox.
when
Yes.
I don't get it.
It's the Roblox is too hard.
From
TikTok.
DNR,
That
from our
must
friends
be-
at DNR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
it's
must
funny.
be something I have not caught. for
Johnny,
some
you're a
reason.
pro at looking things up. Send him.
Every Friday, it cracks me up.
It was a great joke, though. Thank you. Yeah.
You know, you do look stuff up a lot while we do the show.
He's
You know who
very
else
good
does
at
that?
it.
You know who else does that is Slide Whistle. Like, I don't know if it was their last episode or the one before it, but I think it was the latest one. He just kept looking up Civil War facts during their show. And it was funny as hell.
I love people who can, like, randomly do shit while also they're podcasting, because I can't do that. But speaking of DNR, not to talk about them too much, but did you hear that, like,
we do it every episode.
I know. 3 weeks ago, they gave us a shout out for episode 200. I love that.
Oh, they did?
They did.
I think I missed that.
Yeah,
Shit.
it was right at the end.
I'm behind on their episodes.
No, so that's the thing is, like, so I joked around on their Discord. I was like, oh, I'm 3 weeks behind. I feel so bad. And I'm going to catch up this weekend and all this. And then so I started catching up. And the one that I was starting at, that 3 episodes ago, like, I think it was when we had episode 200, they shouted us out at the end. Yeah. And also, apparently, the sexiest NPC of the week was a grommet, and they were like, Gershom, we hear your girl boner over there for the grommet. Johnny, did you hear them say that about me? I was like, no.
Was that the same episode that I emailed them about National Treasure and Clock
It was
Stoppers?
a couple after that, I think. It was like 1 or 2 after that.
It was like 3 weeks ago. Anyways,
We are very
we're doing
much
our own podcast right now.
We're very much their little sibling. Like, we just keep looking up to our big sibling.
No, so Wooly started this show on his own accord. He's been a content creator for years, but to be fair, it's only that's true. That's a Hamilton thing. Me and Wooly only met because of DNR, though. So
This is true.
They did not start Wooly's creative process by any stretch of the imagination, but they definitely got mine fired up, and they're like, hey, someone's looking for a co-host. And I kind of had the bug. I'd been with Syl, and I think I was on maybe
Whispers
Ghost
of
Wow
War
at that
or something
point.
like
Yeah,
that.
like Whispers of War with Syl. Yeah, it's like I had done a couple things, and they were like, hey, this guy Wooly, and I'm like, hey, what's up, Wooly? And the rest is history. So
Aaron, Slide, Immune, did you guys come yet, or do we need to keep sucking you?
right. Sorry. Jesus.
Oh, shots fired. Why was she?
Shots. Very funny.
We popping shots or what?
I mean,
I guess we're popping shots because we got
I
like
guess
25 of them coming, right?
I guess it's kind of, yeah, it's more than that. It's like 29. But I guess it's kind of a running joke on our show now that we always mention them. I don't know. Others would find it weird. I don't think they do. Although, now that I've said that, they might pull some smartassery.
Standing is normal. Standing is normal these days. Apparently.
There's a new
It
podcast I just found recently called Azeroth Morning Radio that a podcast called The War Band shouted out on their podcast, I think this past week or the week before.
Nice.
They just had their first episode. And you need to check it out, Wooly, for sure. It's hilarious. It gives me old school 90s, like old school radio, like early 2000s.
So when I first when I got bit by the podcast bug, my original idea was like a news host. But it was gonna be like a do. Like my inspiration was like
the fucking news.
But it was kind of like the Daily Show. Yeah, like that was my big inspiration. Was like the Daily Show and weird shows like that. So like that was where it went in my head. So I love that people are. Oh my gosh, I love it. I don't listen to nearly enough WoW podcasts because I'm caught up in the political cycle of death. We won't talk about it, but yeah, I need some new WoW pods.
As long as we're shouting out WoW pods, you already know these ones I'm going to say. But go listen to all those ones we've mentioned. Go listen to Solo Q. He's awesome. Go listen to...
Solo Q Dave?
Hell yeah. And go listen to... Fuck, I'm forgetting his show. Denethar's show. Azeroth United.
Hell yeah, dude.
I was listening to
Especially
that one
the
earlier
classic
today.
At all? 100.
Yeah, he does a great job over there. I'm not going to bother shouting out Berserkers because if you've heard of our show, chances are you've already heard of his. Yeah, he's a... Well, I guess we already did anyway.
Some Berserker.
He's a
Love
huge name.
Jez Corden, too, yes. Huge addition to that show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Around the Mage Table, another good one.
Oh, Frank and
Johnny.
Co. Frank and Co. I actually just gave him I wanted to give him a shout out too because I just gave him a little blurb about the new demo talent tree for them to talk so you have some input.
Wait, I don't want to be a dick. Is that the one that Shawnee's on, or is that?
Yeah. He was on. He was on. He
Oh.
was on.
So, but
He's
he
part of the
started.
community, but
So he started another one by himself, though, that we listened to. That we. No. Okay, never mind.
You might be getting people crisscrossed.
Perhaps delete that.
What was? I'm probably not going to. What was Craig's show? I forgot.
I was getting buffed. Getting buffed.
That's right.
I was
that's
on that
right.
too back in the day. Yes. Oh, that's how I met Craig.
I have not been asked to be a guest on a show in a very long time. Honestly, the last one was it was so long ago that it was either Realm Maintenance or back when the lovely Jay was going by Frazzly before she came out as trans, had the Frazzlecast, and I was on that with Yuramaru because we were doing load screen at the time.
You were asked to be on fucking Scrub versus the World with me and Bentolis and
I was?
Jolly. Yeah, and you couldn't make it. You were on daddy leave.
Oh,
it was
shit,
something. It was a
that's
couple
right.
years. It was right around daddy leave or like bad COVID time. Like there was something where like you couldn't. I think it was daddy leave. But me and Bent went. This is like a couple years ago by now. Wow, this is weird. Memory lane. Anyways. Can y'all tell that it's a slow week in WoW a little bit?
Well,
Jesus.
what did you guys do in WoW, speaking of?
there's a lot going on the Alpha PTR, but
Bro, go. No, do it. Go.
Were you
go.
able to get on it, or are you just talking about stuff you were watching?
It's just stuff I've seen. I just like some snippets, and I just go around the WoW. I had to check out the talent trees of stuff. A lot's changing with the classes. They pretty much reworked every class. It's crazy.
Yeah, we, I don't remember if I put that in the notes. I certainly meant to. Yeah, midnight class updates. Actually, Johnny, I have you assigned to that section.
Yeah,
I forgot
that's
to tell
insane.
you who has who. But what did you do in game this week?
Literally, I honestly haven't played at all. I did delves. I did some delves. I did one Mythic Plus dungeon, did my weekly 10, and opened my vault. That's it. I've had the IRL boss has been smackdowning on me this week, and had to take care of somebody. Had to go to the ER for a little bit, and been taking care of someone else for the past week. So it's been I haven't really had time to really look at anything in game recently. So
All right. I mean, there's not a ton happening in the game.
I misrated even.
Well, damn.
Missed everything. Didn't get a lockout. I don't even think I even had a vault this week. I might have, but
I hear ya.
you know.
Well, then, Gershom, what did you do this week?
I think the biggest, bestest, smartest thing I did was, so last week I was kind of confused about how like I had got my pants 2 weeks in a row. So I figured it out. What happened was I had upgraded my pants, and then my tier piece that week was a better pair of pants. So tier piece pants, yeah, anyway, it's always exciting. I have my 4-piece now, so that's exciting. I'm excited
Sweet.
for that. I know I said excited like a bunch of fucking times. It's so exciting. Literally, that was kind of it. Like I did some delves. I haven't even gone and checked the trading post, and I think I have my bar full, and I have no fucking idea what's on it. I'm sure that's in the news. Like IRL, I've been really busy too. It's very busy at work. And then I was kind of like, I watched a lot of videos, and I will talk about the videos a little bit, like the LEMIX videos and the Midnight Deep Dive videos. We're going to go into that. So I did a lot more like socialing and kind of video watching. And I was sad for a second. I was like, no, we're going to go into like LEMIX, and I'm not going to have like a character to play. I don't know what to do. I don't have a name. So first of all, here's 2 commitments I'm making. Fuck the wheel. I'm stuck. I'm actually, before I play a hunter in LEMIX, I am going to play a demon hunter. I know it's a new class. I used to like my demon hunter way back in Legion, and I just one of us. I know, and its name is a name that I've had saved for a while, and I don't know in the lore at this point if this is something. This might have been a DNR joke too. I know they're getting a lot of shout outs this week, but Dad Chalada is my.
I love that.
My demon hunter. So I'm committing the first character I want to play in LEMIX is actually going to be a demon hunter. I want to see the storyline. I'm getting a little tired of just leveling hunters through stuff. I've been dancing for a while around the line of if I want to play a new class other than my warlock that I always keep on deck. So I've been literally kind of back-shelved a demon hunter, and I have back-shelved a ret pally. So this is the perfect time to start my demon hunter, Dad Chalada. Other than that, I watched some videos and I just ran around and did some delves and some world quests. I'm not done with the Koresh. I'm 17 or something, whatever. And I'm 699 eye level. I'm can it be 700 already? But not yet. So I'm just kind of stuck in that kind of, for me, for the casual kind of end scare quotes tier of upgrading my gear and just deciding what I'm gonna do next. But right now, it looks like LEMIX. I'm gonna play my demon hunter, Dad Chalada. The name is saved, no one can steal it, and that's pretty much it. Willie, but what about you?
Well, first, I just want to say, I feel like going from hunter to demon hunter is a solid move. They both have hunter in the name.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as me, first I want to just point something out for our listeners really quick, just because there've been a handful of instances where people have gone to follow me on Instagram, and thank you for that. That's awesome. But remember, that one is at Wooly08. The at Master Wooly one is my personal offline Instagram. So I'm not likely to approve follows there. So if you really want to follow me on Instagram, first of all, I need to be better about using it. But second, it's at Wooly08, 2 O's, 2 L's, and a Y. Yeah. So as far as what's that?
Or just the podcast one.
Well, yeah, but both is fine. The podcast
True.
is at ThrallsBallsPod. Okay, so as for what I've been doing in the game itself, delves, because that's always an option. I've actually gotten to the point for the first time with Frank's Fluids that, it's the first time I've gotten to the point where I ran out of bountiful delves to do on him. So apparently I've been going hard on him, which is bizarre because I haven't been able to play much. I had that concussion, and I was out of town, so thinking was kind of tough for a couple days, and the doctor said you should probably steer clear of screens. So, to that end, I didn't do anything for Brewfest. I don't really intend to either. I mean, couple of the things look pretty cool, I forgot what it was. Somebody described something really cool that I wanted.
Did you see the mount? Oh, I did that too. I was farming that guy. You saw the mount, the barrel mount that you can get?
I did not, but I'm probably going to just try for mounts. I don't...
Okay.
Historically, I have not done a ton with, the in-game holidays. I used to be real big on it. The one I went hardest on was way back in Wrath on my Druid. I was, or maybe it was even farther back than that. It was BC. I did Midsummer Fire Festival.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. That said, though, I never did get that achievement that takes a whole year to do, where you do certain achievements within the holidays, and it gives you what a long strange trip it's been. It also gives you a purple proto-drake. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna get started on that. So I think I'm gonna be doing that with... I'm getting ahead of myself here. So, Frank's Fluids, my demon hunter. The end goal and only end goal with him is Kaiveza. From then on, my main is going to be whichever LEMIX tune I have the most fun on. And honestly, I'm still leaning toward Demon Hunter. People might have seen me crashing out in Discord a little bit ago. But is that the barrel mount?
Yeah.
That is the barrel mount.
Dude, I want it. It's like a
and
flying
the-
gyrocopter barrel.
Yeah, like the snout drips like ale too. Like it drips beer as you ride around in it. It's amazing. Sorry, there you go.
Drink enough of it and you'll come beer.
There
Anyway,
you go.
and Johnny says extra foam. Love it. But yeah, so it's probably going to be Demon Hunter, but we will see, because if I end up not liking how the Devourer plays, or if I just get too sick of trying to pronounce it and having troubles with that, maybe I'll switch off of it. But everything I've seen of it, it looks fun, if a little bit simple. So yeah, that tune, whatever one it is what I'm gonna start. What a long strange trip it's been. And I'll be starting with I mean, Midnight won't be out, therefore Devo won't be out, but I'm gonna be starting that with Hollow's End.
The only one I'm missing that is the fucking Deathwing. That's the only Drake I'm missing for that. Because they took away the Child's Week one finally. Like a couple of years ago, they took away the Children's Week mount, so you didn't... Oh, is that like a different achievement? That's where you get the Proto Drake, right? Like the purple...
Right. The achievement itself is from doing holiday achievements. It's not from getting mounts to it. I'm trying to think of what one you're thinking of, because I know it's out there.
I'll look it up. Yeah, it's like a mount where it's like a mount you get when you get like it's like all the Drakes. You get all these different Drakes, and one of them is the Deathwing, like the raid drop one, and that's the one I'm missing. Anyways,
I have that one. I didn't intend to get that one, but I got it.
Nice. 6'7". Okay,
anyway.
I have teen daughters. I'm sorry. 6'7".
Oh Jesus. I don't even, nope, we're not going there.
Nope. We're good.
So yeah. I also have a bitch and moan to take care of here. Fuck that world boss in Koresh. I was trying to get
Which one? The dragon
fucking
one? Yeah.
fucking
Oh.
what the fuck is the Reshi Washi Danny California or whatever.
Reshinor, that dragon that tears through space?
It just it pisses me off because it's a pain in the ass. 1, 2, my shit lags because and I don't have a bad computer. My shit lags every time. And this is what I'm most pissed off about, and it actually made me mad enough that I'm not even going to try to grind the rest of this renown. This is now the 3rd time that I did not get credit for the world quest for killing this bitch. I'm not doing this shit anymore.
This is weird, because, like, if you die... So, like, a lot of world quests, like...
Didn't die.
Really? So
Correct.
I've noticed, and I'm sorry, this is fucking weird, and you should probably submit a complaint, because I've noticed when you die on that bitch... Even if you fly and like if you don't come back in time, you don't get credit. But like what was really weird was like remember that Gobstopper or whatever his name was, the arena boss, the world boss in Undermine?
The Gobtrotter.
Godfather.
Yeah, Gobtrotter was the
But it
mount.
was like a 40-man guy, like just like Reshnar was. It was hard in the beginning and then it got easier. But like that thing would happen, you would die in the middle and you would come back and he'd be dead and you'd get your shit and leave and you would have credit. You might have to run out of the area and come back, like one of those weird things. But like I noticed that on that Reshnar dragon, I died in the fight and I rezzed and I came back and she was dead and there was no loot, no credit, no nothing. Like I ran around. So like that's why I was saying, but you said you didn't die, so that was weird.
Well, what pisses me off about what you're describing is not by any means a new issue. It's been prevalent on world bosses for years. Blizzard, I love you, but what the fuck?
He's still doing the same fucking mistakes every expansion that you could just fix a billion years ago. But this is a new thing. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I'm over it. I really want that title of the Twilight Star, especially if I'm going to be playing a Devo Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
But I don't want to fucking grind all that fucking...
Buy a scroll and do World Quest. That's what I do.
I have one, and I'm probably going to after I'm done being tilted.
He got all sad. He was like, I'm going to... Because I'm
I want the title. It's such a cool title.
It's amazing. Yeah, and the mouse.
And
it's golden.
It fits a Void Elf a Void Elf, specifically Devo Hunter, like perfectly. I want it. But yeah, and actually, I'm curious about something, and I'm not sure why I put this in what we did in WoW, but I did. For you two folks here that I'm talking to, if you were zapped into the game and you had to permanently pick a playable race to be for the rest of your life, who would you pick? Like, who are your people?
Fucking Troubles, dog.
Obviously, I figured you would.
Johnny, sassy,
Johnny,
classy.
You gonna be fucking with the dwarves?
He's dwarves.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, fucking a lady dwarf might not be very fun. Gershom, at least, if she were a lady troll, the male trolls, they gotta have big wings, right?
I imagine. I mean, size isn't everything. Right.
Whoever said that was lying.
Yeah, they were lying. It's fine.
Anyway, Johnny, sorry to talk over you about, animated characters having sex.
What?
Who are your people?
Who are my people?
Like in the
WoW,
game,
like,
if you got transported into WoW
like for
right
this
now.
question.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough one, man. I mean, I'm a Dark Iron through and through. That's always been my deal.
There you go.
So that's more my vibe. But in the past, I started off as a Tauren. I was undead, Tauren, Horde side. And then I liked Alliance side. I played gnomes and I did dwarves. And I never really liked playing elves or humans. I never really liked any of those. I was like...
Dwarves are kind of my favorite alliance race too. Like, not to interrupt, but I love that you go to the same places as people. Like, they sort of start in that Ironforge area, which I like better, and then they go to that kind of weird where you go through the tunnel. No, I just like
they
their
are
culture.
Friendly. You go up
they
to him,
are.
and he's just
No,
like,
I know.
He's
It's
like,
not
"How
that.
are
It's
ya?"
just. No, and I've joked before about like, oh, I'm a human in real life. Playing a human in a game feels silly to me. Like, I'm in a fantasy game, but like when it comes to it, like, I know dwarves are kind of the next step down. Like, it's such a cultural fantasy. Like, how are you and whatever. But like, I do love the dwarves as well. If it was gonna be alliance, dwarves are probably like my favorite race. Night over humans 1,000%.
I was just never one of those people that I always try not to play a human character in whatever fantasy game I'm playing. I'm always going to play something else. I also did like Draenei for a while. I did like Draenei originally a lot when I first started playing the game. It was like Draenei and gnomes, but dwarves kind of always had a soft spot for me, and I always had like an affinity towards the other. And Dark Iron dwarves was like, I always imagined myself being like a more magical user of the Dark Irons, like the random warlock deviant that like everyone falls in line with the rest of the Dark Irons, right, and their work ethic, and then someone else is like, no, like that Lord of the Rings line with the human with the ring. He's like, no.
To be fair, Dark Iron do not have a great history with stepping outside of the rules.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's
look what happened with Ragnaros.
I was gonna say that's kind of like a huge like class fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. The 100. That's one of the reasons why, because I was a Worgen for a long time on my warlock. I was gnome, then I was orc, and then I was Worgen, and then I stayed. I was orc for a long time, and then Worgen for a long time, and then the moment I found out the Dark Irons were coming into the game, I immediately switched. And I never looked back. And I've just been Dark Iron since. So
you're a Dark Iron dwarf.
Dark Iron. The whole reason I asked this is because It's the dumbest problem to have. I've been struggling with my identity in the game for a really long time. And another show that I was listening to, and I do not remember which. It might have even been a YouTube video. They referred to such and such people as their people. They've always seen them as their people in the game. And that really made me think, like, I've never really had that. And the closest is the Void Elves, because I've always been an emo little bitch. And I just think that works perfectly. But the problem is, I value identity in a really big way, and it's kind of why I kept trying to move away from Warlocks, because I wanted to identify as the character who could be super proud of their faction. And I just don't see Warlocks as the class to do that, because they ally with the factions because it makes sense, and it's convenience. And
they
sure, maybe individual ones do care.
Magic to help their greater purpose, though. But like,
so then when I was thinking about that, I'm like, obviously it's Void Elves, and that is true, but that conflicts in a huge way because I love the Horde, not whore. Well, so yeah, and it got me thinking, and that's why I asked that. So like,
I was actually thinking like, oh, sorry to interrupt, go ahead.
All I was gonna say is that whatever character I end up playing, if it's a Void Elf, their Hearthstone will always be Silvermoon, even if we can't go back to the Horde section. That's the whole story.
That's dope. I was gonna say, now that there's like all this talk about trolls, like we got Zandalari trolls now, and then we did the whole like troll heritage armor finally came out, and I'm like, well, yeah, clearly I'd be a troll, but like, at this point, it's kind of like, which troll would you be? And I'm gonna put my stamp on fucking forest trolls, dude. I've kind of always had like a I've had a long-standing, kind of low-key, hear me out for Zul'jin, bro. Like for Zolomon, like I just
you like the one handy.
I like the one handy. I like the hiding up in the trees and the jumping down on folks. And like, I think years ago Wooly and I talked about this, but it was like, oh, if like the what are they called, the ones that we got in DFA, what are the trolls
Mr.
called?
Poopy Buttholes. Oh, the Zandalari.
The Zandalari. So like they had rocks all over their body because they were like mountain trolls. And I had mentioned, I was like, dope, if like you get Amani trolls, like they're gonna have moss on them. They're gonna have like forest, like. So in the books, in the ancient old ass like Warcraft novels, they talked about them trolls being hard to see because they were up in the trees with like leaves and moss on their skin and stuff. So that would be dope. If I was actually a troll, I think I would be a tree dwelling fucking Amani troll. I'm putting a pin in it right there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna come out of LEMIX playing. Like, it might not be Demon Hunter, but it might, because I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well,
do you guys want to do?
Zul'jin.
Yeah. I didn't. I was actually gonna ask, and then decided not to. If we saw Zul'jin in Shadowlands at all,
we did.
And looks like we did.
Yes, he's in Revendreth in the Halls of Atonement area.
Wait, really?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Does he look like him, or does he look like a little red
like
wine bottle?
Covered in moss?
No, he's a ghost. He's like a soul. He's like a ghostly soul, and you can see him.
He also had that weird like mask. He had like the whole turban on his face. Yeah.
Yep. He's got the one arm and everything. The one eye, the one and everything. Yep.
Wait, how did
now that I know that,
okay.
He cut it off. He cut it off. He
masturbated too aggressively.
Yeah, they had already taken his eye, and he used it. He saw his own hand to get away. Yeah.
He called a coyote ugly, basically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Well, now that I know that, I'm gonna walk straight up to Zul'jara. That's his granddaughter. She's like one of the two Zolomon leaders, and I'm gonna be like, guess what? Your grandpa's in pre-hell. So there.
She would have fucking aced you already immediately.
Oh, she would have cut my head off.
By the time you open your mouth, she's like, bitch, I don't have time for this shit.
So, let's move on to the mixed drink of the week.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's time for the mixed drink of the week. Fuck yeah!
It's the mixed drink of the week, and before we get into it, I'd just like to remind everybody to please only partake in the mixed drink of the week, or any substance for that matter, if you're of legal age or legal whatever to do so. Furthermore, we're not responsible for any stupid shit that may befall you as a result of your own stupid shit. Okay, so, as I alluded to earlier in the show, we have been doing drinks centered around what we call current events in WoW, but we've also been kind of liberal with that, our definition of current. But the one Gershom suggested that I think is actually perfect, even though it's closer to the beginning of the game than it is now, she wanted to do repairing the Coreway. So, can we get a hint?
Yes, it's a sipper. It's an aperitif. How about that?
Okay, so it's when you want to just sip.
It's a strong drink, but it's like in a short glass.
Okay. I'm gonna guess then that it is a rich, strong bourbon, and that to make it just a little bit different, you muddled mint into it, which I don't know if that would taste terrible or not. And then maybe a little bit of caramel syrup. Yep, that's my guess.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. My guess is the bourbon, the caramel syrup, no mint, and like chocolate flakes.
You're like
No
the worst
flakes.
at the restaurant. You're like, no. Wait, come back.
I'll have the souffle. That takes 45 minutes. That's okay.
Back it up, bake it up.
Johnny.
What's your guess,
What
Johnny?
you got?
I think I wrote it down here. I think it's a crushed. Okay, I think it's vanilla vodka, Irish cream chocolate liqueur, mixed together and crushed Oreos on top, and they put some little gummy bears on top because they're the earthen, and you make a little divot in the middle, and that's the Coreway. And the little gummies are a little earthen, trying to fix the Coreway.
So I almost used gummy bears in this drink. That's so funny. Wooly, you were kind of off, but close. So Wooly, I almost used caramel syrup and I didn't. And then Johnny, I almost used gummy bears, but I didn't, because the reason was I did go with a candy. So what I did was I took like a little 3-ounce like aperitif glass, like a little sipper glass. I'm actually good. Yeah. I took pictures of this, so I'm gonna send it to you after. I just didn't want to post them because I didn't want you guys to get a hint. So I put Nerds gummy clusters, which happen to be Halloween themed right now. So they're like black and brown and orange and cool, which looks great because they kind of look like little rocks. So you put them in the bottom of the glass, and then this is super easy. It's about third of the glass, you take like hard apple cider, like however you want to do it, Blake's, Angry Orchard, whatever, your hard apple cider. And then you're going to add half a shot of vanilla vodka. This is also where you were right, Johnny. And half a shot of Fireball, one of Wooly's favorites. And then you mix that all up, and it's kind of like an earthy, brownish looking sipper with little rock candies on the bottom. And it's delicious. Yeah.
That is fucking awesome.
I'll send you the picture. Yeah, no, I actually made this thing. It's great.
Fucking knocked it out of the park with that one.
Sweet. Someone want to send me off? Yep.
Are you sipping it right this moment?
I am.
All right. Over the lips, through the gums, look out, asshole. But very slowly. It's a sipper.
Well, the candy is like chewy when you get to the bottom, which is kind of cool. Yeah. If you're a stoner like me, chewing the candy feels great. So, yeah, 10 out of 10.
Awesome. Well, that was the repairing the Coreway shot. I am up next week for our very last current events episode. And considering Legion LEMIX launches in 2 days from our recording here, it feels very fitting to make that final current events drink the LEMIX I'm not calling it Legion Remix, the drink that is. I'm calling it LEMIX. Hell yeah.
Did you see how they said that on the deep dive? They were like, as the community has taken to calling it LEMIX.
Yep.
I was like, yeah.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's move on to the WoW news.
Time for WoW news, motherfuckers.
I'm a dumbass and I hit F2 instead of my little tilde button to mute the background music for that. So guess what? You guys heard the music the whole time. Too bad. I'm not fixing it. Now, to kind of, I guess, I don't want to say break character because I'm not keeping character, but break immersion, whatever. We are a little bit far ahead in the show now, so we've been lately trying to break the news sections up, so we're each reading some, but just for the sake of getting through it, because there's some pretty chunky stuff in here, is it okay with you guys if I just read the news and we react accordingly?
Yep.
Sweet.
No, yeah.
Yeah, we've been online for a bit.
Yeah. So, first up then is a question about MOP Server Queues in MOP Classic. If you've been playing it, you'll be pleased to hear that, well, okay, getting a little bit ahead here. So, after they did the Mega Realm thing, where they consolidated some, made some have bigger populations, blah, 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 they didn't increase the player limit for how many can be on for some reason, and that was causing long queues, unfortunately. So the point I'm making here is they've increased the player limit now. I don't know why they didn't do this before, but they did. So if you'll have a queue, like let's say you're playing on Paggle, that's where I play when I do play Classic, it's been a while, yeah, that queue shouldn't be nearly as long, if existent at all. Cool. So then with MOP, speaking of Pandaria, it looks as though the Pandaren heritage armor is coming sooner-ish rather than later. Maybe midnight, I don't know, maybe 11/27, who knows. But, it's been data mined, and I know we don't like to go too much into data mining here, but this is just cool enough, in my opinion, to add anyway. It's kind of difficult to describe what the armor looks like, but to kind of keep it simple, it's like some sort of gi, like a karate gi, in 3 different colors, and like there's decorations and shit on it. But like Horde or Hwojin, or however you say that, is red, blue, the tushy.
It's Tushy, bro. It's Tushy.
Tushy pandas. They have a blue one. They have the blue one. And then there's like a regular kind of dark colored Wandering Isle one that's sort of like Chen Storm Stout, but totally different. I don't know how to describe that, but it's neat. There is that triangular headpiece, you would think so. It's a little bit steeper of a grade, and it has a veil that hangs down in front of it, but yeah, it, in my opinion, fits the look that a Pandaren would have perfectly.
This is like, I know you said we could butt in and not to take too long, but what do y'all think about the fucking napkin face? Because I don't like it.
I'm a little off on it, to be honest, because like,
I wish it was more, sorry to interrupt you, I wish it was
closer to the face.
Right, like I wish if you turned your character around, like they're like, oh look, if you look at it from this angle, you can't really see it, and I feel like more like if it was more like on my face and less like hanging in front of my face, that'd be cool.
It feels like too high fashion for what the actual purpose is. It feels like something that's coming out of a random fashion show versus what is actually practical for what someone would be using.
Well, I think also, yeah, I think this is like rooted in like cultural, like clothing types from like historical sources. I'm not saying anything bad about it. No, it is definitely like ancient Asian warrior type shit where they wanted to hide their face, but also like, I don't know, like I just don't like it for the game, and also for like characters that have big noses, like I can't imagine this on my Worgen at all. I know I barely play her. I love you, no Tokus. I barely play her, but also, like, anyone with like a face, this isn't gonna look good at all. Like, if you have a flat face, it's gonna sit there. I don't know.
It's a
weird.
panda only set because it's a heritage art.
Yeah, it's a panda.
Okay.
Monk set. It's a panda set.
That fair enough. Okay,
Right.
then I fucked
But
up.
it
Like
does.
the actual outfit itself. That especially the neutral.
I love the
that's my
gi.
favorite.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I like that
That's
a
the
lot.
gi part I do like. It's just I feel like instead
Then
of
you can
having
just
it
go
where
with
it's
it. Then you
angled-
can go without the. You could always like undo the headpiece then. And there is like the rice farmer hat that
Yeah, there is.
that you got in Remix that everyone that carried over. So like you could always kind of tweak this thing, but yeah, I don't like the napkin face. And I did fuck up not realizing that it was like Pandaren. I was like, oh, this wouldn't look good on anyone, but yeah.
Like it's really easy to get Pandaren aesthetic and Monk aesthetic crisscrossed because they're both out of MOP.
Yeah, that was my bad.
I don't know. I'm the kind that, like you mentioned, I always play with the helmet like transmog to nothing.
Almost always,
So,
yeah.
Almost always, yeah.
Yeah.
So, short version, happy for you, Pandaren mains. They look awesome. I hope you have fun getting them. And I mean, I feel like some classes, maybe it won't make as much sense, even though it's a Pandaren set, not a monk set, but it, like a hunter. No, it'll still work. Whatever.
My hunter is looking forward to this. That's the last piece, is I'm looking forward to it, but I'm gonna remog the head if I even wear anything on my head. But my Pandaren hunter bear hug is looking forward to this set.
So, I know we already waxed poetic about DNR, but it made me think Immune plays a Pandaren hunter. I wonder if he'll do this. I don't know. We're gonna move ahead here though. So, Midnight Alpha. There is a live Midnight Alpha PTR, and it's live, but there's a live PTR, and it's live. But despite what PTR stands for, as in public test realm, it's not quite public because not everybody has alpha. And in fact, less people have alpha than usually get beta. So, I don't know. Among other things from it, though, one such bit of information that we've been given from this is a very welcome quality of life transmog change. So it seems that as of midnight, fully obtaining a set, so this doesn't go by individual piece, but fully obtaining a set gives you all the color variants of that set from every difficulty underneath it. So if you only ran it in heroic, you would get like normal and heroic. If you switched over to mythic, you would automatically get the LFR normal, heroic, and mythic. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay, so, also speaking of midnight, Blizzard announced that they plan to make, as they put it, classes more intuitive, a little bit simpler, but also it's all in the name of making it more approachable. I don't know, the way they describe it is a little confusing to me, but I'm also concussed, so there's that. As one of the sections in the blue post says, we are updating every class specialization with an eye towards approachability by reducing complexity and making gameplay more intuitive. We are beginning by focusing on what makes each specialization unique and designing gameplay that matches their theme, so your character's personality and style are reflected in how you play. Our goal is for the most appealing visible elements of your spec to be what matters most in gameplay. That often means managing resources, tracking a few key buffs and debuffs, using ability chargers strategically, and responding to important triggered effects, aka procs. So, I don't know. Would it be an oversimplification to say that they're oversimplifying classes? Did I misunderstand that?
So it sounds a little like that. Johnny, just real quick, and then I'll go. But I feel like we had talked at some point about them kind of so with the like one button thing that people didn't really get into and whatever. but like thinking about like if DBM could be an in-game thing. So like procs not necessarily firing off in your face so huge, it's just like a small like ding, like do this. I don't know if that's incorrect, but that's just what I'm getting. But yeah, it also does seem that way, Willie. Like when you said the oversimplification of specs, I'm thinking about Hunter specifically, like how they removed Dire Beast and things like that. So like the visual like noise is gone, right, of like you like hitting these spells and a thing happening. So now like they kind of happen automatically, so maybe they're gonna reduce like the visuals on that as well. Yeah, it is kind of weird. I don't know, Johnny, what do you think? I'm sorry, I jumped in and then I was like, what?
I think there's a couple different things here. I think there's a couple different things going on here. I think the mixture of them wanting to generate more clarity and mechanics in what they do for the game, but also maybe upping their game a little bit and what mechanics are allowed to be in raids and having more diverse types of things going on. But to do that, the current class are a little too complicated to really, for the player base to really handle that. And that plus with another thing that's happening, you're going to mention it a little bit here, with the reduction of maybe external tools not being allowed in combat in certain circumstances. I feel like them doing this both in tandem with each other is actually a good move, because they're also assuming that if they are going to make the encounters more like they're trying to take more ownership in giving us everything that we need to play this game. And when you come back to the game, I don't need to download 30 weak auras to play my fucking class, and then I also don't have 17 conditionals on when do I press Arcane Barrage happening over and over again. They're trying to get rid of that whole situation by simplifying the classes in terms of what the mechanics are internally. So when you do a mouse over an ability, I can just look at my tooltip and go, that's what that does. It does this, and this. That's it. I don't have to read like 4 paragraphs of like interactions with other abilities on this one spell when I have all these other spells I have to keep track of. So I feel like it's a good move, and I feel like when I go into midnight, if it's just a matter of me updating my, now the thing is, the problem obviously people are going to have is if you are trying to push yourself and you do want to do more maximum amount of damage, the problem I see for people is they're moving the game towards rote memorization and more perfectionism, and versus making decisions about what you're doing. And that's, I feel like, in terms of the rotation itself, a lot of people, myself included, like back when snapshotting was a thing, we always like to have a pride in like, I was able to pull off that 3-second window on my Lei Shen trinket, therefore I can do the most damage, and I knew that I had to do that, and that makes me a good player. That's gone, right? So they already removed that, and now they're removing the other part of it where it's like, I know about all these interactions of my spells, and I can also do mechanics, and making that bar lower across the board. And I feel like a lot of top-end players are going to like have a real rude awakening when this happens, because they're going to realize, wait, I spent all this time and effort into memorizing this stuff, and now it's a memory, I pressed 2 more extra ThrallsBalls than the guy next to me, but his crit, so I did less damage. And it's a lot more, I feel like they're normalizing it a lot across the board, but for those people that are kind of in that top echelon, I feel like it's just going to create more animosity towards other players, because, you missed, you could have done an extra Frostbolt on that boss, you suck, you're out of my key. And I feel like that's what's going to end up happening in the future, but right now, obviously, I can't predict what's going to happen. It might be a thing where, and this is different from top-end players, right? People doing like 15s, 17s, 18s, 19s, 20s, like the super top-end stuff. But who knows? I might be wrong. I'm not a top-end player, so I don't, I'm just thinking from, like, when I used to do that kind of content a long time ago, but in the pre-Mythic days, when you did that kind of content, people were using, like, toys from Darkmoon Fair to skip trash, that's the reduced amount of trash you did, and after, to go to Siegecrafter Blackfuse and Siege of Ogrebar. Like all the time, there's like all these little tools, like, and they're trying to get rid of that esotericness of like that knowledge being required to do cool shit in the game. And they're trying to make it more where anyone can just come in and be like, yo, I've put like effort and time and like with my group, and I'm more reliable because I can make call outs better than someone else can because I'm paying attention, so a lot of people I feel like relied on their skill set to kind of carry them through content and their meticulousness like in the active gameplay, and I feel like they're changing what that means by this big push to get rid of add-ons and to get rid of that, like, remove all those battle tools that they're trying to get rid of add-ons and simplifying the classes and all of that. But who knows? I'm just a fucking dude that plays a couple times a week. What the fuck do I know? Anyway, that's just my take. Again, I'm stepping off the soapbox.
That actually leads me very nicely.
That was very John Stewarty.
Very nicely into the last news point here, and that is that yes, real-time combat add-ons will be disabled in endgame content, and that includes Mythic Plus and Raid. That was what they said, Mythic Plus and Raid. So your weak auras, your DBM, even your fucking damage meters, that's gonna be gone. They want us to use what in-game stuff we have available instead. In my opinion, this is too early because their in-game tools are not plentiful enough to take care of every single thing that would happen.
They're not good enough yet. So they're going to cut people off from something that they have and they don't have a reasonable replacement.
Now, that said, with the classes being simplified, that will... my attention deficit have an ass appreciates simplicity, but I still want my DBM, because even with classes simplified, there's still a lot of... I like the term you said earlier, visual noise, like in, say, a raid fight. If DBM reminds me, get out of here the because Pizza Face is going to land there or whatever, I know
Salad
to move.
Bar is going to eat you. In Soviet Russia, Salad Bar eat you. Exactly.
Also, everything I've heard about Blizzard's in-game DPS and healing meters that they're going to make, it sounds like Details is still going to be a better choice because of how much more use and utility it has. So, alongside this, Weak Auras specifically has come out and very professionally said, and I'm saying very professionally because they probably weren't feeling very professional, they just had to be. They're not making a version for Midnight at all. Weak Auras is getting gone and buried. And that's unfortunate because, and Blizzard was like, well, they'll still be able to exist outside of endgame combat. We're like, what the fuck is the point? What is the point?
That's, as a small business supporter, kind of liberal person, not to get too political, this does feel a little bad. It feels a little bad.
Yeah.
That someone who wrote a program just got bullied out by Blizzard, but I guess we're all going to be using it, so yeah.
Yeah. So I don't feel like every tool we would need is in there yet, unfortunately. Like, for example, there is a weak aura I use. I use it in two different directions, and I made it myself. It's for my Shadow Priest and or for my Druid. My Druid, whenever I do not have Mark of the Wild up, huge letters across the screen flashing Mark of the Wild, and that's not just in dungeons and shit. That's running around the world.
Bro,
so
that's what you need sometime. That's like, I know you've, like, I hope I don't feel bad, like, mentioning this, but you've mentioned your ADD enough times where, like, I feel the same way. Like, I wish I had a note in my pocket all the time to remind me to, like, turn on, like, alarms on your phone, bro. Like, that is, like, the same thing, but in game. Like, turn on your phone. You have an alarm to turn on your phone. Like,
yeah, so I have it doing that for the druid, right? And then also, I have it for my shadow priest that, like, if he's not in combat, it's fine. Who cares if shadow form is on? But if he's in combat and I forgot to turn on shadow form, the aura yells out, "The void demands an audience," and I think that's fucking cool, and that's going away.
Aww.
Like, it's not a voice line. It would be cool if it were, but it's text on the screen. So yeah, the short version, I feel like Blizzard is, if they want to go in the direction of this, fine, but I don't think their stuff is going to be comparable, and it's going to be frustrating. Even if classes will be simpler, I think it's going to be frustrating. So yeah, that's depressing to end on. Oh no, got a little bit of good news. You know how fucking amazing and awesome and everybody loves them Valor Stones are?
They're going away, bitch!
Fuck them.
Peace
Fuck
out.
Exactly.
Ripperoonies. Johnny, here you go. Say it.
Ripperoonies.
Oh my god.
Valor Stones.
Okay.
There's a Valor Stone elemental right behind me, isn't there?
He's gonna kill you.
Dude, the fuck? I mean, really? The fuck, dude?
Yeah, the fuck, yep.
He apparently speaks in Cartman's voice. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Goodbye, Valor Stones. Get fucked. Burn in hell. Yeah, so I originally had it in here that we were gonna do 20 questions, and we have crested an hour. Not to be confused with crusted.
You said crested because all we have to worry now. All we have to worry about now is
crusted.
No, because all we have to worry about now is crest and not Valor Stones.
And speaking of, they did mention they're going to be renaming the crests kind of to make it more obvious what's supposed to be the good ones.
I fucking hope so.
Yeah.
Kill the cap. We talked about this last week, Johnny. Get rid of the
Kill
cap.
the cap.
Kill the cap. Yo, fucking world first, kill the cap. That's it.
Or just do it for the first, like, 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and then just get rid of it. Just do it for the first couple weeks until the last boss gets killed. And when the last boss, here you go. For your region, in the first time someone kills the mythic boss, the last boss of the mythic raid, then all the caps of Valor Stone or crest are removed.
Bro, if my casual ass is hitting the cap, there needs to be a change here. Anyways, that might be my final thought.
All right, well, actually, then, Johnny, what's your final thought?
Blizzard, you better fucking own up on your shit and get and level up, bro. If you're fucking, like, if you're gonna get rid of weak auras and DBM,
fix it, bro.
Just make the fucking game good. If I still have to look at my goddamn debuffs and buffs in the top right corner of my screen, and I can't move that shit and customize it how the fuck I want it, and change what's like, oh, only show it at these number of stacks, or oh, blah 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 blah. I fucking be able better. Like, either give me a tell me when in game that I can fully customize. Or something like that.
You need words across the screen, like Wooly.
I don't get
yes.
No, I don't care about the words. I want icons and bars. As long as I got icons and bars with text on them, I'm good. But I know for some people, give me the freedom to make it how I want to. Maybe you can do it like the housing. You have the whole simplified tools, right? Do it like this too. Have a simplified tool version, and then an advanced mode. And in the advanced mode, then you can go in and like do all the crazy cool shit. And if you're someone, like another friend of ours on another podcast, for Azeroth, let's say, a certain person on the podcast, and you just tell me when, let's say, that just wants to have the cool icon that goes boom, 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 let them have that too. And then for, the guys over at Liquid and Echo, or anyone that's doing Mythic Raid, they can go in there and do the advanced mode and just have built that in the game. Just fucking do that. We good. We Gucci. Whatever we'll call it, man. Okay. Fucking get it. All right. Stop pulling our chain and do it.
Blizzard will hear all of that, and this will be their official response to you.
Want to see how wide my butthole goes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm fully expecting that, right? I mean, they make joke shit all the time. In fact, I am assuming they're literally going to make it even more difficult to you want to edit all your shit? They're going to make it like the most asinine, fucking annoying way possible too.
It's going to be on Wowhead. It's going to be like at Johnny Tips.
Yeah.
Because of your dumbass. No.
Just have the simple mode and the advanced mode, like the housing. They already have the fucking thing for it to toggle it, for the snaps and everything.
I mean, okay, my takeaway from this is I have a video meme I have to make where it's like the fucking intro to like a official panel video kind of thing with Ian, where he's just like sitting in a chair, except when his mouth opens, I replace the file with the butthole line.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly.
My butthole goes. Second final thought. I was really looking forward to them being in the same room, and I'm really disappointed that they had Chris Metzen doing like the super theatrical stuff that he always does, and he was very great at, and it was great, and I totally Jilled off to it. But then also like Ian was like in a different room, and then I had to Jill off to that. So anyways, that was my second final thought. Just put the daddies in the same room.
Yeah. My final thought
with that too, and
Wooly has not had a final thought yet.
She does not need it. She does not need the water.
I might.
I don't know what the hell that even
is.
Anyway, my final thought is I have not been enjoying being concussed, even if it's mild. I do not like having a mild C word. Do not recommend.
No.
Hopefully I will be 100 back to one. I'll hopefully be back up to 100% by the time I work on Tuesday. I had to miss work yesterday for it. It sucked. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, so feel free to follow us in the social media places. You can find the various proper spellings in the episode description. I am at Wooly08 on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky, and at Wooly_08 on TikTok. That wasn't the concussion, that was just me tripping on my tongue. Gershom is at Hunter Gershom on Twitter and at Hunter Gershom with 2 R's on Instagram. Of course, there is then Boomy Nation. He is at Boomy Nation on Twitter, YouTube, basically any social media presence he has. Johnny Tips is Johnny.tips on Discord and at Johnny.tips on Instagram. And of course, CRAIIIIG, our super duper part-time 5th co-host and show mascot, is at CRAIIIG on Twitter. And then the show itself is at ThrallsBallsPod on Twitter and Instagram. You can also search ThrallsBallsPod on YouTube. A quick note about Boomy, by the way. He's hoping to be back soon, TM. Nothing specific to announce. Anyway, you can also email us with any feedback or questions, ThrallsBallsPodcast@gmail.com. Also, leave feedback on Spotify comments, Apple Podcast reviews, or even Discord. Go to ThrallsBalls.com to find our link tree, and you can find all of our relevant links, including Discord, there. But till next time, guys, bye. We love you. Be good.
Love you, swingers. Be good.
Or not.
I challenge Makora!